Hi everyone, it's Margaret Manning here. Welcome to 60 and Me. Thank you very much for being here. Hope you've had a great day so far. I'm really happy that you're here. I welcome the new women that are joining our community and just want to say how much I appreciate your feedback and your comments and look forward to reading them all the time. I'm amazed at what you guys are up to in your lives, what kind of fun things you're doing, and it's an inspiration to me. You guys inspire me every day too. So I'm drinking my regular old Twinings green tea this morning. I've been experimenting with all kinds of interesting teas, and I decided today I would just go back to my simple green. But anyway, I thought you got a cup of tea or coffee, and we're going to chat today about something that I hope is interesting to you, because I feel like we're all, many women are living longer and healthier lives and left their careers behind and are looking for ways now to, well, not just make more money, but to start a business that's going to give them some kind of purpose and passion in their lives, building on skills perhaps that they've learned in their previous careers. But what do we do? How do we get that side business started if that's something that we want to do? Now, there's a lot of people out there trying to give us great advice about how to approach starting a side business. And the analogy that we give in this article that I'm going to send you a link to is that it's a bit like baking a cake. You've got all the ingredients, you've got the skills, the network, the enthusiasm, the interest, but you need a recipe. You need a recipe to make the cake. And the thing about that is that there's always variations on a theme and that can turn out absolutely beautifully. But one of the worst pieces of advice that you can get is to do what you love. Just do what you love. Follow your heart. And I mean, although we obviously say this in terms of don't give up on your dreams and, think big, do the things that you want to do. But in your heart of hearts, following that advice of just do what you love, just do what your heart tells you is not good business advice. It can be the passion that empowers it, but you need something more than that. You wouldn't make a cake without a recipe, right? Or at least without the idea of what goes together. But you would start a business that way sometimes, and it's maybe more helpful to think about what the recipe would be like. So, if you start to create processes and a plan, that whole idea of starting a business will fall into place. And it's actually to start any kind of business is very, very simple. You're just trying to map and match your passions and your skills with someone else's desire or need. You've just got to find a way to make that connection. So if you've got great skills in a certain area, the secret is to find who is going to pay money, who is going to buy your services to be able to share that passion or that skill that you have. You've got to solve a problem for someone. This is a really important number one rule of starting a business. You've got to look at what you're able to do, what you love to do, and say, what problem is this solving for someone? Is it making their life simpler, easier? Is it making their lives more profitable? Is it solving a problem for providing a skill that they don't have? What is it? And that's once you've got that solving a problem mentality, then you can see that's going to make a good business. That's something that I will pursue. So the first thing that you might want to ask yourself is, what are my skills? Forget the passions for a minute. What are your skills? What are the things that you have learned over the years and become good at and love doing? So that comes into your passion. So now you can introduce your passions at this point too. I mean, what are your skills and your passions that are going to give you a framework, a recipe? You can ask yourself other questions too to support that. Like, what are your technical skills? What's your level of ability with technology? What are your business skills? Your communication skills? What kind of hobbies do you like? What topics are you interested in general in your life? What could you talk to people for hours about? That's a really good question. What is something that you could talk to people about for hours? Number one, because you know a lot about it, or number two, because you love the topic. Think about that. And what do you love to teach? If you're offering a service to someone, you are in a way you're teaching them something. So what do you love to teach? Another way to do this too is to ask your friends, like, what do you think I'm good at? And start making a list, like an inventory of the things that people say you are good at. And that's super important, because then at the end of the day, if you can combine your passions, your hobbies, your experience, your networks, then you've got ingredients. You've got ingredients to make the cake. So finding the recipe, well, you need to make more money, help people, whatever your passion and skill is. Then I think it's like, you then can start monetizing a process or an idea for making it work. Because I mean, we're finding ourselves, I mean, a lot of people are finding this to be the case, that we've, been let go from jobs, or we've decided that we've had 40 years in a career that we want to change, but we still need to pay the rent and have money to live with. So that's really important that, once you've mapped your passion and your skills to someone's interest, then you can start finding ways to address that pain. And then people will hopefully pay you for that gift that you are giving them. Because a gift for nothing is not going to make you any money. So you've got to find a way that people are sufficiently convinced that your solution is going to help with their pain, and then your passions and skills have a value. And I think that's where you start to build. So I think one way to look at that is when you're building your business is to, and say it's around, I don't know, accounting. Say that you're an accountant, you've done lots of accounting skills. You can say to people, what are people complaining about these days in that field? Are they complaining it takes them too long to do their taxes, or it takes them too long to do their budgeting? Can you save them time? Are people saying that it's just too hard to do certain things? It's too complicated. Can you simplify the process? One way to do this is to go out to Google. Just type, the types of questions that how do I make my taxes easier to do? How do I find simpler ways to whatever? And see what people are typing into Google. There's an app or an application within Google called Keywords, and you can just check out the keywords that people are typing into Google every day. The main themes. And so you can see that a lot of people are saying that they're having problem with taxes. It's maybe that's a specialist field that is not such an accounting related one. But if you see that people have a pain point around that, then your cake is perfect for them. They would want to buy your cake. And I think that's the secret. And I mean, the point here too, though, is that businesses like cooking, like a cake, do require some experimentation. And, you maybe just put a little less sugar in, a little more sugar, a little less butter, a little whatever. You make that carrot cake the absolute perfect carrot cake in the world. But sometimes with businesses, you have to do the same. And you have to be prepared to make adjustments and tweak things as you go, and maybe assess your assumptions. Maybe someone said that they were willing to pay for this service, but when it gets right down to it, it's not, they're not prepared to give up that little bit of cash. They want to do it themselves. You just have to tweak the angle that you're using in selling your service or your product. So it's important. I think, again, just to restate it, that when you can make your passion meet someone's pain, you have a business idea. So I would really love to know, what are you passionate about? And if you could start any business in your 50s or 60s, what would it be? What would you start? What kind of business would you start? Now, if you're still working, this can be something that you're thinking about, what I'd like to do. If you've retired and you're thinking about making some extra money, what kind of business would you like to start? Okay, so I look forward to these comments. I really do, genuinely, because I'm obviously in this situation myself. So let's take some notes and tell us what you're passionate about and what kind of business you'd like to start. Okay, so have a great day, everybody. Hope that you've got some food for thought now. You can go out for a walk and think about it and come back and leave some notes. And I look forward to joining the conversation. Thanks again for being here. I truly appreciate you, and just have a wonderful day, everybody. Take good care. Bye-bye.